The Arizona Supreme Court has ruled that the state must adhere to a law from 1864 banning abortion. Hi, I'm Louisa Tripoli.
And I'm Jonathan Martin. Protesters filled the state capitol to protest the refusal of lawmakers to fight the court's actions.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you!
Yesterday, Democrats in the Arizona legislature attempted to repeal the 1864 law, but Republicans blocked it. Democrats voiced their disdain for the ruling by chanting, "Shame on you." The law will not go into effect for 14 days, but that could be extended longer. Both the Arizona governor and former President Donald Trump have said the ruling went too far. The law reads, a person who provides supplies or administers to a pregnant woman or procures such woman to take any medicine, drugs, or substance, or uses or employs any instrument or other means whatever, with intent thereby to procure miscarriage of such woman, unless it is necessary to save her life. A member of the legal team fighting this law reacted to the ruling.
Arizona had a number of regulations, about a 15-week ban in place that should have overrode this 1864 law, but the Arizona Supreme Court decided otherwise. And so absent further intervention, in 14 days, abortion will become criminal in Arizona.
Arizona has joined states including Utah and Florida where abortion access is highly restricted. Large swaths of the country, such as Texas, Idaho, and Mississippi, have banned abortion. Abortion is still legal in 29 states, including California and Nevada. According to the National Institutes of Health, college-age young adults have the highest rates of sexually transmitted infections, unintended pregnancies, and abortions. We asked students from both Arizona and here at USC how limiting access to reproductive health services will affect them.
It's not only like what it causes some emotional distress, knowing that we could potentially not have access to receiving like a safe abortion here within the states. And also it can cause like a huge financial burden, especially just because either you may have to fly somewhere. Luckily, we're neighbors with California.
Talking about sexual health and reproductive health is already a very big taboo subject. We're battling people who don't want to hear or listen to us.
California has become a sanctuary state for people seeking abortions. An estimated 10,000 could come to California for abortion care each year, with half of those people coming from Arizona.
Arizona and really Planned Parenthood Arizona doesn't have time to think a lot about what happened on the floor of the House yesterday because we're focused on providing care for the patients as long as we possibly can. That is emblematic, I think, of the chaos that our patients are experiencing when they're in our health centers, right? They need to know that they can receive care, and they're confused. There's a lot of chaos.
The fight for abortion rights could make its way into the general election ballot in Arizona. Reporter Alexandra Goldberg joins us with details.
Abortion in Arizona is still up for debate. This battleground state could see a ballot measure in the general election in November that would solidify abortion as a fundamental right in the state constitution. Right now, the petition has over 500,000 signatures, which is far past the threshold to get on the ballot. But those leading this push say there's more work to be done before the July 3rd deadline. I spoke with the presidential-elect of the League of Women Voters in Arizona about this push to put reproductive rights back in state law.
We are at 506,000 signatures. This decision has mobilized women across political party lines, across faith lines, because it really says women don't matter and we're going to treat you the way we treated you in 1864, where infant mortality, women's mortality was at astronomical levels in the state and across the country for that matter.
Again, Arizona is nearing that July 3rd deadline before the petition signatures go off to the Secretary of State for approval.
So if this ballot measure gets on the November ticket, what will the impact be?
Yeah, so of course it is an election year, and some of these hot button topics like abortion, like gun control, drive voters to the polls. In this case in Arizona, if this state initiative were to be put on the ballot, we could see a big shakeup for the Democrats who might be voting on a down ballot.
Okay, and so if this doesn't happen, like what's at stake here?
Yeah, great question. So what's interesting about this whole process is after the July 3rd deadline, there's a verification period. So the Secretary of State will check all of the signatures, make sure that all the signatures are from registered voters. And then there's also a period given to challenging groups who can challenge this ballot initiative going into November.
Alex, gotta ask, if the ballot initiative passes in November, what will happen with the Supreme Court decision?
Yeah, so today I was talking to Penny and she was saying in this case, this is a true example of direct democracy in Arizona. She says citizens will have the highest word because the legislature could now not challenge this law if it were to be passed. And remember, the Supreme Court, they don't have the ability to pass laws, only challenge laws that have already been enacted.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
The White House announced Vice President Kamala Harris will touch down in Tucson, Arizona tomorrow to highlight what it calls extremists behind strict abortion bans. On a trip to Arizona last month, the Vice President denounced former President Trump for his role in spreading state-level abortion bans. According to the New York Times, Harris plans to deliver a simple message: blame Donald Trump.
The ongoing restrictions on abortion may drive voters to the polls. In 2022, 38% of voters said abortion was a major factor in their decision to vote. Students and experts on campus predict that that pattern may repeat itself in November.
I think abortion will definitely sway voting opinions. It is going to be a very important topic, and it is something that voters need to consider.
I know a lot of my friends, even from personal experience, who may sway more right, who are in Arizona right now where they just passed something about abortion that really affected them personally. So I hope from these personal experiences that there are more people out there who will go and vote.
I do think that things are going to keep popping up before the election, and I think we might be getting more ballot measures. I think there might be more things on the ballot, and so I do think that will increase this specific topic and issue.
Back here at USC, students have access to reproductive health services. Reporter Avery Goodman shows us what's available. How's it going, Avery?
Good, Louisa. Thank you. Yes, I am right here live from USC's Village, where one of the USC medical vending machines is located. These machines are meant to provide students with easy and affordable access to stuff like over-the-counter medications, health supplies, and hygiene products, even when stores are closed. One of the most recent products available in these machines are emergency contraceptives. The undergraduate student government has partnered with USC pharmacies to provide students with around-the-clock access to Plan B, along with pregnancy tests and condoms. In addition to the Village, there's also one located in the Royal Street Parking Center. USG Vice President Michelle Liu helped bring the project to life.
We worked with the pharmacy over the past 2 to 3 years to have the medical supply vending machines in the Village, and we just launched another one in collaboration with the pharmacy in the Royal Parking Structure. With the ongoing climate and debates about reproductive health, I think it's just important in general to have emergency contraceptives that are widely available and at a affordable price for students. This way, any students can just come up and purchase them for $5 and use them without any questions asked.
The original one had a lot of good feedback, but it was a little bit out of the way in King Hall. The Village one has had tremendous feedback and very high utilization. I think everybody needs healthcare all the time, and if it's something that can be taken care of quickly with a vending machine, why not?
The 2024 USC president and vice president-elects plan to continue these initiatives when they take office. They plan to ensure free STI tests for 1 month each semester to promote regular health checkups, continue to have a week dedicated to promoting wellness resources on campus, also known as Wellness Week, improve the user-friendliness of MySHR, and create comprehensive guides on how to navigate available health resources, and finally, ensure these medical supply vending machines stay stocked with subsidized emergency contraceptives and free-of-cost medical supplies. These machines are super easy to use. You can use them with cash, Apple Pay, and credit cards. Thanks to USG and USC pharmacies, our school is able to provide all students access to reproductive care 24/7. Back to you guys in the studio.
A pro-life student organization here on campus says it works to promote respectful dialogue about abortion and inform the public about their beliefs. Trojans for Life offers pregnancy support resources such as access to counseling and financial assistance. They also do tabling on campus, sharing their beliefs about abortion with students.
So ultimately our goal isn't necessarily to change people's minds right on the spot, to just increase the dialogue between people so that we can have more compassion on the issue. I'm against abortion in all cases except for the life of the mother. And that also just goes back to looking at things from a human rights perspective. So if I'm right and the fetus is a human person and it has that right to be protected from violence, then I don't think that that right should vary by state. I think it should be something that's done across the board. And so, yeah, I personally would like to see a federal ban.
If you would like to talk with anyone from Trojans for Life, the group does tabling on and around campus on Fridays.
The FDA-approved abortion pill, mifepristone, accounts for the majority of abortions in the U.S., but after the reversal of Roe v. Wade, the pill could not be nationally banned. After Roe v. Wade's reversal, abortion policy was left up to individual states. Abortion pill access is now completely banned in almost half of the U.S. In December, the Supreme Court agreed to review a decision that would federally ban mifepristone.
At and around the university, there are many sexual health services. These include birth control, abortion, and STI testing. USC students have access to Relationship and Sexual Violence Prevention Services, or RSVP. The organization helps with sexual assault prevention. Their office is located at the Engelman Student Health Center. Engelman also provides STI and free HIV testing. Nearby clinics provide other resources like abortion services, birth control, and other contraceptives, and STI testing.
It's really important that students on campus, where sexual assault is incredibly prevalent, are aware of the issue and also aware of how to support survivors and how to combat a culture and change it to one of respect and consent. It's incredibly normal for survivors of gender and power-based harm, and especially sexual assault, to feel alone, to feel like they're the only one that's experienced it, and more importantly, to feel like they can't talk about it or they don't know what to do. We want survivors on this campus to see that we see them. We're here for them. We have a whole entire division in counseling and mental health to support them and to help them in their healing process, whatever that looks like.
Students can connect with a confidential RSVP advocate through My SHR portal.
Rideshares have been proven to be dangerous for women. Let's go out to Avery live with more on what one company is doing to make those rides safer.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yes, this is a popular place in USC Village for students to get their ride shares. Hundreds of women have reported being sexually assaulted during a rideshare. Now, Uber has announced new safety measures in its app to help keep women passengers safe. Uber reported 998 sexual assault incidents, including 141 rape reports in 2020. Women made up 81% of those reports. These sexual assault reports affected the USC community back in November when campus police reported a Lyft driver raped a student who was headed home from West Hollywood. Uber is introducing new safety features to protect women riders. Passengers can share their location with friends and family, and drivers must receive a verification PIN from the rider to begin the ride. If they stop for a long time or veer off course, the app checks in on the rider. Riders also have the option to audio record the ride.
Personally, I'm someone who gets out late hours, so usually it is a concern to travel in an Uber or Lyft alone for sure.
I feel like just having that, I don't know, there could probably be something immediately right when you schedule your ride, just to be share it with this first contact.
It's unfortunate because rideshare should be safe, and that's usually considered the safer option, but if it's actually not, then that's just really unfortunate.
Over 17,000 people have signed a petition to mandate cameras in all rideshares. Uber and Lyft have yet to respond to the petition. Back to you guys in the studio.
We now turn to a story a lot of people are talking about today. O.J. has died after battling prostate cancer. The former star athlete was acquitted for killing his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, but spent 9 years in prison for kidnapping and armed robbery. O.J. Simpson was an American success story, also known as Juice on the field. At USC, he broke rushing records and won the Heisman Trophy in 1968. In his 22-game career here as a Trojan, he ran for over 3,000 yards and 36 touchdowns. He won a national title and 2 Pac-8 crowns. Simpson was the first overall pick in 1969 and had an 11-year career in the NFL. In 1985, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Life after football was bright and included movies, commercials, sports analysis, wealth, and marriage. It took the nation by surprise when he was accused of the double murder of his ex-wife and her friend. The nation was glued to the televised trial, which lasted 9 months. Simpson lawyers, known as the Dream Team, was led by Johnnie Cochran. The team challenged the reliability of the police evidence and the prosecution. The trial reached its climax when Cochran said, "If it doesn't fit, you must acquit." The Ford Bronco chase was one of the first live police pursuits ever televised. The nearly 2-hour chase on the 405 freeway was watched by 95 million people. O.J. Simpson died in Las Vegas. He was 76 years old. Well, thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone here at Annenberg Media, I'm Jonathan Martin.
And I'm Louisa Tripoli. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.